Welcome to the Over 40 Alpha Podcast with your host, Funk Roberts.
Hey, it's Funk Roberts, and welcome to the Over 40 Alpha Podcast. This is episode number 67, and I am your host, Funk Roberts. If you don't know who I am, quickly, I'm a former professional athlete turned health and fitness expert, and I'm known around the world as the guy who helps men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond get in the best shape of their life. And I'm so happy that you're here on this podcast because this podcast is dedicated to men, even in their late 30s, whose bodies are changing and who need to understand and need guidance on exactly what we need to do in order to make changes so that we can continue to live a healthy, vibrant, energized, six-pack having life in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And I know I joke about that six-pack because that's not everything, but I tell you, I run the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood. We're pretty much 10,000 strong members from all over the world. And when they come into the program, I'm telling you right now, when these guys come into this program, they are not coming in shredded. They're not coming in big fitness, junkies. They're coming in at pretty much the lowest point of their life in regards to their fitness because they don't know what's happening with their bodies. And they're not understanding why their bodies are completely changing, why they can't lose weight. Why do I have this belly fat I can't get rid of? Why are these diets that I'm on not working? Why am I having all this joint pain and this back pain? Why do I feel like, I have no energy? Why am I not getting enough sleep? Why am I snacking all the time and eating? Why do I have diabetes or pre-diabetic? Why do I have all of these like high blood pressure and high cholesterol? And, why am I moody? Why am I irritable? Why don't I have any sex drive? Right? Why can't I build muscle? What's happening? What's happening with me? And they chalk it up to just getting older. They chalk it up to, all right, well, I guess when every time I look in the magazines or online, they're celebrating the dad bod, and it's cool to have a dad bod. It ain't cool to have a dad bod. It's not cool at all. 100%. It's not cool to have a dad bod at all. That means your hormones are messed up, and that means you're just on a journey to health problem after health problem after health problem, emotional problems, mental health problems. Because those are indications that your hormones are out of whack. And because of the specific hormone that we're going to talk about today and the 6 pillars, because that's what we're going to talk about. I'm starting this off to let you know that I help these men completely transform their lives, literally transform their lives, let alone the bodies. The bodies are there. The bodies are the byproduct of living a healthy lifestyle in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s and continuing it pain-free, injury-free, crushing workouts, focusing on recovery, getting enough sleep, satisfying your wife or your girlfriend or whomever it is in the bed, and just feeling confident, getting that alpha male back. That's what we want. We're on this planet to provide, to procreate, to protect our families, our kids, our wives, our girlfriends, or whomever it is, the community around us, and to strive to be the best we can be. Right? Not to leave a legacy. It doesn't have to be a legacy in the world, but a legacy in your family. And so that starts with health. That starts with you. And because this is Men's Health Month, this is when I'm shooting this in June. June is Men's Health Month. So I want you to grab your calendar right now and put a big asterisk. This is my month. If you're a male listening to this is your month. And do the same thing next year and every year after that. And it doesn't have to be, okay, this is when I'm going to start. This is just when I'm going to be more focused, right? This is where I'm going to be more focused for me and the people around me. So as I mentioned before, when these guys come into the program, they're at their wit's end. They don't know. They've tried other programs. They've tried all kinds of things. And it's just like, it's not working. Why isn't this working? I've tried this. I've tried that. I did this program. I did that program, and I either got injured or I just couldn't stay on it, or it was too difficult to follow. There was no support. And so it is difficult, guys. it's very difficult to figure out what you need to be doing because there's so much information out there that is not dedicated to men over 40. There's lots of information out there. And this today is going to be, if you're listening to this right now, whether you're in my brotherhood or not, some higher being, higher power outside of your internal power has sent you to the right place, man. You're here for a reason. So if you're listening to this right now, you are here for a reason. You are here because whatever it is that drove you here wants you to get into the best health you can. And I'm going to start this by letting you know that I can help you. Over40alpha.com, $1 trial, 30-day trial, $1. That's phase one. Most guys in phase one lose 7 to 20 pounds in the first phase. You learn about nutrition, you learn about recovery, you learn about workouts, you learn about the mindset, you learn about everything that you're going to learn about in this podcast. But it's $1 if you go to over40alpha.com. Now, you don't have to go now because you're probably going, well, if you don't know who I am, you're probably going, okay, well, that's great. You know, like, because after that $1, you have to pay monthly because this is a 24-month program and it's probably going to be longer. And there's guys in this program who came in, like I said, destroyed and are now in month 24, 20. It's insane. Injury-free, pain-free, testosterone through the roof. Proven time and time and time again. But don't take my word for it. I want you to listen to this podcast because in today's podcast episode, I'm going to go through the 6 pillars of health for men over 40. The 6 pillars that you need. You need to reframe your mind now because as we get to this age, we need to reframe our mind. Like all the things that we did when we were younger, it's not gonna work now. So all of those, and then all of the stuff that you read online, even if it says, oh, here are foods for people over 40, it's women over 40. There's not a lot of information for men over 40. I'm trying to take heed. There are other guys out there trying to take heed, but you have to be very careful because most of the 95% of the information out there, because I look all the time, is not geared towards men over 40. And if it's and if it's talking about testosterone, it's more for younger guys. It's not for us guys over 40. But testosterone is number one, and you will learn about that. But today we're going to go through the 6 pillars that you need. Now, sometimes you say, oh God, 6 things? I got to do 6 things, Fun? Come on, man. Well, no, I don't expect you to do all 6 at once, but you do need to understand why these 6 pillars will be in place for your new healthy lifestyle. Because remember, this needs to be sustainable. It needs to be something that's not just today, not just 30 days, not just 60 days. It needs to be, I don't know any different. I always try to get 6 to 9 hours sleep. I always go to bed early because there's nothing really for me to watch. I always do my mobility work and my yoga and stretch after my workouts and warm up. And I do some meditation and some gratitude stuff. It's just what I know. I always have 3 meals a day, with all the macronutrients on my plate, balanced meals 3 times a day that charge my metabolism, that charge my testosterone, that help me lose belly fat, help me stay lean, help me build muscle. I don't know any different. Oh, I always do these type of workouts, man. I can do a workout anywhere. I could be traveling and still do a follow along workout, body weight or dumbbells, or I don't know different. Oh, I always take these supplements, either the supplementation. Oh yeah, I got to make sure I got these, just to make sure I plug the holes that are deficient. Because as you change your healthy lifestyle, your body's going to change and your body's going to need more. So when you have those 6 pillars, when you have, well, actually, I forgot. The most important pillar is that mindset, that new rewired mindset to ensure 100% that you stay focused on your health and fitness. That's number one, because no matter if fitness and health is your number one value system, because everyone has different value systems. People value money, people value women, people value kids, people value their job, people value all kinds of stuff. But in order for you to accelerate at whatever you valued as number one, you got to be healthy. Specifically in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you know where I'm coming from. This is not difficult. It's simple, but it needs discipline, consistency, and the right mindset. And anyone Believe me, I've had 300-pound guys come in here. They're 185. So there's no person on this planet that can come into this program unless they don't have any, limbs or, there's obviously, there are some precursors. And even still, I've had people come in here. Yeah, I mean, this works for everybody. But let's start with educating you because information is power. You need to understand what's going on with your body. And once you understand that, that's where the information comes. So what we're going to do today is this is a coaching call that I did. Okay. So I'm putting you all live on a coaching call, the 6 pillars. So I went through every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Guess what we do in the Alpha Brotherhood? We do a live coaching call that sometimes lasts 3 hours because I feel support and results and coaching is key to helping you guys stay as healthy as you can throughout. And as things change, as you get healthier and you get fitter, you're going to have more questions. You're going to have other things. You want to know other things. But let's digress. Let's start with the foundation. The new foundation that we need as men to ensure that we create that foundation now, no matter where you are. Time to clean that slate. Okay. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about what didn't work. Learn from what didn't work and let's focus. And now open your mind. I want you to take out all of the things you've heard before and just let your mind open up and listen. Listen to the 6 pillars and why these are important. All right. So like I said, this is from a coaching call. So hopefully my editing team will edit out the beginning because, I always have these little things in the beginning and then obviously edit out the questions at the end. But I love you guys so much. Again, if you just listen to the preamble of this and you're like, oh, I'm in. This guy, I'm in. Funk, hook me up. Over40alpha.com. Go there right now. It will be the best decision you've ever made by far. Because it's going to take whatever decisions and great things that you've done before, and then you make this decision now with all the knowledge you've learned over the last 40 years or 50 years or 60 years, and now you're going to get into great shape to open up your mind again and boost your testosterone levels naturally and have that vigor and confidence and like, oh, I'm ready. Let's go. That's why it's going to be the best decision because you're going to live the best life you can for yourself, for your kids, for your wife or girlfriend or whomever it is, your partner, for your grandchildren, for your family members, for your parents if they're alive, for your community, if you run businesses, for the people who you employ, if you coach sports, for your team, for the team that looks up to you. There is nothing more powerful than your health. And it starts here. It starts today. It starts with this podcast. So listen to this entire podcast. You may have to break it up a few times because like I say, we talk about the 6 pillars and I don't floss over things. I go a little bit deep. So listen up. This is going to be great. Anyways, thanks so much. And please leave, if you do like anything, leave 5 stars, subscribe, so because these come out every week. All right. Anyways, thanks so much. Enjoy the podcast. First and foremost, welcome to all of the brothers in the brotherhood, and welcome to those of you who are new, who are doing the 30-day challenge, who just, started the 30-day challenge. If you're on this or listening to this, know that there's a lot of guys who are right here on this call who started with that 30-day challenge, exact challenge. They started, they finished, and they continued through. So definitely, you're in the right place. Come to these meetings, get in the Facebook group, ask questions. That's why we're here. This is what we do every single week. And like I said, a couple other things. Number one, if you guys have not yet and you're interested, remember there's a 25% off the AM PM shred stack. So if your goal is to get better sleep or lose fat, burn fat, you got some stubborn fat, you don't want to lose weight, then this is the best 1-2 punch. In fact, Angela's starting to love Sleep Shred. Sleep Shred is a sleep aid, but I have also some fat burning properties in there. So you don't wake up feeling that you got punched in the face. You actually have an awesome sleep. And Ultra Shred is just one of our fat burners. So you take this in the morning on your non-workout days or 15 minutes before you work out. And then I take this like 15, 30 minutes when I'm ready to go to bed. So whether it's 15 minutes or 30 minutes, because sometimes I may be ready to go to bed 30 minutes and then I take this and 15 minutes, I'm out cold. So I'm telling you, man, this is a game changer when it comes to getting your sleep, as you know how important it is, and also the Ultra Shred. Also, the 90-day testosterone challenge, guys, remember, get your testosterone checked and get it in by June 25th. I actually was going to shoot a video of me going to get the Let's Get Checked and order it, but I see right now they're out. They're out. So you guys, I don't know what other places there are, but don't, if you want to be part of this 90-day challenge, win $500, $400, $300, prizes, what have you, and learn how to increase your testosterone naturally, then definitely get on that and get that testosterone in. Also, if you are new to this, we generally save questions to the end. Try not to send me any personal, like direct emails or direct chats, because I don't watch it. I've got too many things going on. So if I don't get to you, don't take it to heart. And yes, and I mean, no, Chris McGill, but maybe yes, Chris McGill, but no, Chris McGill. The dumbbell workouts that we're doing are not going to be on the app. It's actually, so I don't know if you guys know this. Yes, Joe, the Montreal Canadiens one. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have been shooting and creating freaking incredible dumbbell workouts, metabolic workouts, looking to go like 12 months of these, but they're going to be part of Alpha Prime, which is going to be totally separate from the over 40, because Alpha Prime is going to be available for everybody, women, men, kettlebells, what have you. So and so I'm not they'll probably be on the app, but you'll have to add the you'll have to add it to the you'll have to add it in some way. But anyway, right now I'm posting once a week on YouTube. I'm posting a dumbbell workout, a metabolic workout, some of the workouts that will be featured later on in this year, probably November, I think, and some of the workouts you'll probably see in the dumbbell 28-day challenge, which we're going to be having in October. So every week you're going to see probably one of the workouts from a specific phase. So this past week, if you're on my YouTube channel, you saw a workout, that's one of them. And I'm telling you, these workouts are insane, man. They're amazing. Anyways, okay, let's get to this. All the fixings are gone. So like I said before, today we're going to talk about men's health. We're going to talk about, like I've said before, June is Men's Health Month, right? This is Men's Health Month. So this is a month where we celebrate, I guess, right? We celebrate and we try to really focus on keeping ourselves focused on our health, whether it's health through workouts, nutrition, mindset, specifically, because the healthier we are, the better we are going to be able to deal with craziness, with things that things that hit us on a daily basis. We're not always going to have good days, man. We're going to have struggles, right? We're going to have lots and lots of struggles as we move every single day. And the healthier we are, the better we'll be able to deal with those struggles, right? We'll be able to deal with we got to deal with struggles now. We can't run away from them, right? You remember the 4 agreements that we talked about. We have to try to be better every day. We have to try to challenge ourselves every day. And it's good that we can come into the brotherhood and, talk about bad days, but we also have to understand, okay, we're going to have bad days. We just have to sit in whatever the bad day is, and then figure out how we're going to deal with it. And if it's something that we can't control, then we have to let that go. I'm kind of steering off because I had, a bad day this week where things just weren't working out. Things were crashing. This wasn't doing this. This person didn't call me. This didn't happen. This didn't work out. Like it's one of those days where like 10 things happen that should have happened that didn't happen. And it's like, oh man, a lot of the things that were happening were out of my control. It's just out of my control. So, I just sit back and go, okay, well, what other ways can I get this done? Or what else can happen? Or maybe I just have to sit in, maybe it's not on my time, right? Some things don't happen on our time. We want it to happen now, but maybe it doesn't happen on our time. Maybe we have to okay, well, maybe it's not supposed to happen right now. Maybe I need to do a couple other things before it's ready for me, right? And so I had to, and that's what it was. It was like, all right. And then, 2 days later, everything that what I was waiting for happened, like just started to pile on and it became too much. It was like, oh shit. Okay. Slow down. So those bad days are going to happen, and we're going to be faced with many more bad days, worse days than others. We just have to, just be able to live in it and not run away from it, and be able to come into the brotherhood and talk about it. Hey guys, look, I had a bad day today. I'm just trying to struggle through it. I'm trying to get done. I'm trying to get this day done so I can wake up tomorrow and move forward. Again, we don't push it aside. We know that something's there that we may have to deal with. We have to make a plan around it and then deal with it. But all of that happens when you're healthy, right? When you're not healthy, you can't deal with things. Okay, you can't deal with it. And if you try to deal with it, you can't generally deal with it properly. So, there's 6 pillars of men's health, okay, that happens that we need to focus on. And when we have all 6 of these pillars in place, and when I say in place, I mean we are focusing on those 6 things. It's unbelievable the changes that happen in your world: mindset, sleep, recovery, nutrition, workout, supplementation. When you have all those 6 things going in your life, specifically at our age, things open up, things start to happen. You have more energy, right? So let's start off with why this is important. Again, as we get older, we're struggling with a lot of things that we don't understand, right? We still, for those of you who came into this program, everyone who came into this program probably struggled with one or more of these things. You had belly fat, too much belly fat, including love handles, and you didn't know, you probably didn't know how did this happen to begin with, and because you're not really paying attention until it's like, wait a minute, my pants aren't feeling a little tight, or why is this, boiling over, or sometimes you do know that you have belly fat, and you just try to set it aside. But the point is, there's a lot of people who came in who had too much belly fat, or, they just didn't know what to eat, right? They had their workouts in place, but I don't know what to eat. I don't know when to eat. I don't know anything about meal prepping or nutrient timing. I hear about this diet or that diet. A lot of people just don't know what workouts to do. Sometimes you're struggling with, I don't even know what workouts to do anymore, because haven't worked out in years. And whenever I go to the gym, I don't even know what to do. I tried this program and this program and this program, and none of those programs worked for me. Maybe it's just weight loss, right? Like maybe it's not even, it's just, I just need to lose weight. You're overweight, you're obese. You've ballooned up to 250, 300, some people 350. And they're like, okay, I got to lose this weight, and you try to do it quickly, or you try to go drastic, and things, those generally never are not sustainable. Maybe you have problems sleeping, right? Maybe you have a lack of sleep. You have a hard time getting to sleep. You have sleep apnea. Maybe it's, you eat too much. You just can't stop eating. You can't stop eating the sugar. You can't stop eating the bad foods. You have this behavior that you can't kick. Maybe it's diabetes, right? A lot of people come in here who are pre-diabetics or have type 2 diabetes, fatigue, moody. Maybe you're just not a happy person. You're just not happy. You don't know where it started. Maybe you can't concentrate. Maybe you have erectile dysfunction or a low sex drive. That was one of the big things for me. When I turned 40, or actually when I was 39, my girlfriend left me because I wasn't satisfying her in bed. Literally. She literally just told me straight out, and then walked out the door and slammed it with all of her stuff. It was like, what the, low testosterone, right? Maybe you have low testosterone. It's like, okay, how do I get this? If you have injuries or body pain or aches and pains, I know that there's guys who come into the program like, oh, I got knee pain, I got shoulder pain. It's like, okay, well, what's causing this pain? I don't know. I Googled it, and I've got all the things for arthritis in my knee, or I got all the things for impingement in my shoulder, but you don't know. You're just going to Google. Or some people come in with past injuries. Maybe you're having trouble building muscle, or you just continue to get those nagging injuries, or you have low energy, or you have no motivation, or you just want to get in shape. I don't know if any of these hit anybody, but I'm sure one or two or a few of these things were the reasons why you came in here. Maybe you just didn't know what type of workouts you're supposed to do. Whatever it is, a lot of these things happen as we get older, right? Specifically when we reach our late 30s and 40s, because our bodies completely start to change. It's hormonal, right? Things start to change. The good news is, when you learn about what's happening with our bodies, what's happening with our hormones, and when you apply these 6 figures, 100% of the time, all the time, you will improve. Your health will improve. Your life will improve. It doesn't matter if you've never exercised ever. It doesn't matter if you're 100 pounds overweight. It doesn't matter if you're 60 or 70 years old. It doesn't matter if you're on on medication, or you're too busy, or you believe that you're too old, or you don't have access to a gym or anywhere to train, or you're just a beginner, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. If you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or what have you, if you apply these pillars, they'll work for you. 100% they'll work for you. Not even a question. Some quicker than others, but you have to be consistent in focusing on these 6 things. And it becomes a lifestyle, because in the end, that's what we want. We want this to be a lifestyle, so that you don't know any better. Really and truly, I don't know any better, man. This is the way I eat. These are the workouts I do. I strive to get sleep. I go to bed early so I can wake up early, so I can get stuff done. I plan my meals. I plan my week. I'm positive to people. I help people. I'm an amazing father. I'm an amazing husband. I'm an amazing grandfather. Like, I don't know any different. I strive to be the best. That's the mindset that you need to have. I don't know any different. That's a lifestyle. And that's a lifestyle that we need to imply. Right? We need to apply. we need to apply this lifestyle, but it doesn't start overnight. It's all about habits, building habits. It's all about changing behaviors, because the old behaviors don't work. So we have to start shifting the behaviors, which keeps us uncomfortable, right? When you make a change, it's uncomfortable, whether it's moving to a different city, whether it's moving to a different job, whether it's trying, a new girlfriend or what have you, whatever it is. Change is uncomfortable, and you have to live in that uncomfortableness, live outside your comfort zone, so that change can take hold. And so that when you get it, it's like, all right, it's here. And I had to battle a bit to get there, but I battled, I learned through that battle. And now, okay, man, that's great. Now it's habit. So you have to go through the habits, right? So I talked about philosophy of the pillars. I told you guys that doesn't matter where you are or who you are. If you apply these things, it's gonna work. But you need to understand what's going on with the body. So let's talk about. You guys hear me all the time, but this is very important. Again, let's talk about the things that are happening. Number one, it's testosterone. Okay, that's number one. It's our number one male hormone. It's the number one thing that keeps us alive. And it's everything for us, whether it's weight gain, muscle, and when your testosterone levels are low, you get weight gain, you get muscle loss, you get the low sex drive, you get the joint pains, you get the slow metabolism. The slow metabolism is more of a lifestyle, but recovery takes longer. You're prone to injuries more. You have bad sleeping habits, and then all of the medical stuff, the health stuff, chronic illnesses and obesity and bad blood pressure and diabetes and high blood pressure and cardiovascular disease and depression. So many things happen when your T levels are super low, because when your T levels are super low, that means you're putting things into your body and doing things that are affecting all the other hormones that will affect a lot of these things I talked about, weight gain and the health issues for sure. A lot of people come in with lots of health issues, the cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, or the blood pressure, or the diabetes, or heart disease, or strokes. Some people have had strokes because of their health. And so if we focus on testosterone and naturally increasing testosterone, because it's not about going and getting testosterone replacement therapy, because testosterone replacement therapy doesn't teach you the things that you need to do about getting naturally increasing testosterone and living a healthy lifestyle. That's just masking testosterone, and they're just going to inject it in you, and your natural testosterone is not going to produce. And then you're still doing all the other things that have led you down this path. The testosterone levels are just going to be a little bit higher than they were. And now you're in worse position because it messes up your body. It messes up your natural testosterone, and you're still unbalancing it with the other hormones that we're going to talk about. So when you naturally do it, you naturally understand, oh, these are things that are going to increase my T levels. And if I increase my T levels, then all of these other things are going to happen. So testosterone is key. It's our number one male hormone. And when we reach the age of 30, our testosterone levels naturally decrease 1 to 2% every year. So already we're at a standstill because our testosterone levels are naturally decreasing every year at 30. So by the time we reach 40, who knows? And I know that for most of us, when we were 30, we weren't getting our testosterone levels checked. Maybe some people were going, every year to get the physical, but I don't know how many guys in their 30s were getting their testosterone levels checked. Not many. So when we reach 40, that's not something that we're going to obviously do, and it's not something that's talked about a lot. That's number one. And then once we reach, like I say, once we reach 40 or even 50 or 60 or whatever, we realize, oh man, maybe it's my testosterone. You go get it checked and now it's at 100, or now it's at 200, or now it's at 250 or 300 or 350 when it should be at 800, 900, 1,000 if possible, right? So all of the things that we implement, all of these six pillars are going to slowly start to help increase the testosterone level naturally. But like I said, it's not just about testosterone. There's also our metabolism. There's also our thyroid. Our thyroid gland is responsible for metabolism. Metabolism is responsible for body fat loss, right? And our BMI, like our RMR, our resting metabolic rate. Because remember, everyone talks about calories in, calories out. We got to burn more calories during the day and then what we take in order for us to lose weight, blah, 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 blah. That's true. But most people focus on the workout. Oh shit. Okay. I just did a workout. I only burned 200 calories. So now how am I going to, I should only eat 150 calories. No, it's your resting metabolic rate. It's your thyroid. It's muscle. It's things that will help you burn calories all day, every day, on and on. Give you the energy, burn calories so you can burn more body fat while you build muscle. But we have to focus on the thyroid. We got to feed this thyroid here. We got to feed it. We got to give it what it needs in order to kickstart. And then all of the other things that we do are going to also help support our metabolism, right? The type of workouts, the nutrition, more protein you eat, right? There's not a ton of protein, but when you eat protein, that's helping your metabolic rate because it's a thermic effect of food, right? It takes your body time to digest it, which is good, but too much is not. So again, we have to think about our metabolism. We also have to think about sarcopenia. So sarcopenia is a natural loss of muscle due to aging. So once again, if we haven't been working out for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and we're 35, 40, man, it's going to be tough. It's not, obviously, it's not impossible. Obviously, you see it every day in the brotherhood, so I'm not going to sound impossible, but we do suffer from sarcopenia. So the longer we don't do anything, the longer we don't build muscle, not just with body weight, with resistance. We spent a whole year last year because of this pandemic doing body weight training. A lot of us did because we didn't have access to a gym or dumbbells or resistance. So we did it. That's why I'm so adamant about getting dumbbells and about the weight vests, because we spent we did the body weight thing. And listen, I'm a big body weight guy, right? I train many fighters and we use a lot of body weight training. But we did the body weight thing, okay? It's time to get some resistance training in here now. It's time to build some muscle, it's time to get lean muscle so we can metabolize and get stronger and have stronger bones and stronger bodies. So that's why, I always talk about this year about, the 30-day challengers start with the body weight. You need to start with body weight so you figure out how your body moves, and to do exercises with your own body weight is super important. So you learn how to do those exercises. So when you add resistance, dumbbells, resistance bands, throw on that weight vest, you're still going to be able to move the same, well, not the same way because there's resistance, but you already know how to move safely and effectively. So we do need resistance training as we get older, in our 40s, in our 50s, in our 60s, in our 70s. It's the type of training that we do, and that's what we'll talk about. So I talked about what we're up against: low testosterone, which happens naturally, our metabolism slowing down, usually because we are either not eating the right foods or just not exercising enough, right? These 30-day exercise, I'm going to exercise for 30 days and then, go back to your old ways. That's not going to kickstart your metabolism, right? The foods you eat, if you're not eating a certain food that we're going to talk about, a certain macronutrient, you're not kickstarting your metabolism, specifically at our age. And then, of course, sarcopenia, the natural loss of muscle. We have to deal with that somehow with resistance training. But now, not only are all those three against us, now we got these other hormones that we have to watch, like estrogen. Estrogen is a female hormone, okay? And so when you have too much estrogen, it blocks your testosterone. That's number one, okay? Because we do need a bit of estrogen. We do need it in our bodies. It's just most men have way too much estrogen. And that comes from foods that we eat, diets that we're on. It comes from, just doing things that not doing things, not exercising, not doing things that help us to boost the growth hormones and testosterone in order for us to unbalance our estrogen levels. A lot of the estrogen comes from food. That's generally, a lot of it comes from the foods that we eat. And what the two biggest indicators of high estrogen levels is man boobs and belly fat. 100%. Like, not even a question. If you are coming in here with man boobs, then you're estrogenic. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's when we need to start, okay, let's turn this around. Yes, beer definitely causes that. And beer, yeah, food, beer. And if you have belly fat, gajillion percent. Like, I know walking down the street, even these big, huge guys, but I see that belly, I'm like, oh man, that guy's got a lot of estrogen in him. He doesn't even know it. Because I was the same. I didn't even know it. I had a big belly. I'm like, why? Not only was my testosterone levels low, but I had a high estrogen because I was eating wrong. And anyways, so the point being is we have to balance out that estrogen by lowering our estrogen. So again, the things that we do are going to lower our female hormone. We don't want female hormones, right? Because when you have high female hormones, you start acting like a female. We are male. You'll have a lot of those things that happen, hot flashes. I mean, I know because I was on prednisone, and prednisone increases a lot of the female hormones, decreases testosterone. I was on it for 6 months, and I was literally crying in the middle of the day for no reason at all. I had hot flashes at 4 p.m. every day, and then again at 11 or something. It was crazy. It was, it was just, we need testosterone. Okay. That's all there is to it. The second thing is cortisol. Okay. Cortisol is a stress hormone. Once again, we need cortisol. We do need cortisol. We need it. We need it throughout the day. We need it when we wake up in the morning. We need it when we're working out. We need cortisol to get us through those workouts. We need it when we're driving our cars. We need it, fight or flight situations when we have to focus on something. We need cortisol. It's just, when you have cortisol high all the time, that literally, not only does it cause more belly fat storage, but that completely blocks your testosterone along with all the other things that happen with it. So, and then we have to balance our insulin levels too. So, and then finally, this is not a hormone, but inflammation is key. A lot of people who come in with injuries, a lot of people who have these shoulder injuries, knee injuries, tight hips, like hips, or every time they eat a specific food, why is my lower back hurt? Why is my shoulder hurt? How come my knees hurt whenever I eat this? Well, that's because that's inflammation, right? And yes, of course, it has to do with recovery and mobility and flexibility, which we'll touch on. But inflammation, if you are injured or you have these little nagging injuries and they always seem to pop up when you eat something specific, that's a lot of inflammation happening. So I just walked through a whole bunch of things like, okay, man, well, dude, like, Funk, buddy, like, you just gave me all these things that I have to look out for: the freaking low testosterone, my metabolism, sarcopenia, or whatever you call it, all of this stuff. How the hell am I supposed to battle all that stuff? I'm behind the 8 ball, and I still don't know what to do. Here's where these 6 pillars come in. This is where these 6 pillars come in. So, number one, the first and foremost, the number one thing that we need when it comes to our health is our mindset. And I know it's not sexy, and I know it's not, flashy. And I know you've probably heard this. What is your why? What are your value systems? You got to get your mindset. But if your mind's not right, you're not going to do anything. You can't get past those tough times. You can't. You've done it so many times. How many times have you started a program or started to do something, and when you didn't have that strong enough why, and when you didn't continually touch on why do I need to lose weight, or why do I need to get healthy so I can get rid of this pre-diabetes, or why do I need to build muscle, or whatever the why is, whatever your reason for coming into this program, or whatever your reason is to get healthy, you need to have a strong enough why, as I say, that makes you cry. Like, it has to make you cry. So I just want to lose 20 pounds, or I just want a 6-pack, or I just need to lose weight. That isn't a why. That's not strong enough. That's the same foolishness, that's the same barrier you put in front of yourself that you've been doing, not you guys specific, I'm just talking in general, that you've been doing over and over again. I know I've done it many times. Oh yeah, I want to do this photo shoot for this magazine. So yeah, I gotta cut weight and get in shape and whatever. going gets tough. It's like, you know what? Do I really need to? Maybe I can wear a shirt for the shoot, right? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, it's easy to let yourself off the hook when you don't have a strong enough why. But if the why is, hey, I just told the whole world on my social media or whatever that I'm going to be in this magazine shirtless, and I told my son that, and my son's getting excited and he's like, oh, wow. Right. And for myself, I need to really make sure that I can do this because I've never done it before. And I need to do this. And every time, and I put a picture of Obi Obadaki, who's a fitness guy. I'm just going back in my mind on a situation that happened. When I put a picture of him right in front of my face, everywhere in my house, every time I didn't feel like working out or I didn't feel like eating the way I'm supposed to eat or not eat, I had a picture of Obi Obadaki. I had my son getting excited. I had the world going to hold me accountable and everything that I had to put in place to make that why strong enough so that when I did want to quit, it's like, I can't, man. My why's too strong here. I can't. So you need to have a strong why. You need to ask yourself why 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times the same question. So you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. Oh, I need to lose weight because, my mom had a stroke or whatever. Okay. Well, I need to lose weight because actually my mom had a stroke and now she has Bell's palsy. Now I need to, and it's hereditary. I need to lose weight because, my kids are, if it happens to me, then I won't be able to take care of my kids and whatever it is, you just got to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper until literally it starts to get emotional for you, because that emotion is going to be tied into the reason why you're changing your life, right? Maybe it's because your last wife or girlfriend left you because you were sitting on the couch doing nothing. Maybe that's it. It's like, man, I don't ever want that to happen again. Or maybe it's, whatever it is, you just need to dig deep and you need to keep digging deep, because once you get that why, it is going to be super strong. Because you think I'm excited about going out and well, today I am, but you think I'm excited when I have to go and shoot 3 or 4 workouts? No, man. I'm like, God damn, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to go in the gym and shoot 3 or 4 workouts, one after the other. There's a lot of times many times I don't, but my why strong. You guys are my why. That's my why. Because I don't have to do it. I don't have to do these 12 phases of dumbbell workouts, but you're my why. You guys, so that why for me is more important than anything else, because I have a commitment to you guys, and my commitment is so strong that it will continue through until I can't do it anymore. So that's my why. And it also sometimes makes me cry because of that brotherhood and that strength. But whatever your why is, and your why is going to change. As you continue to get healthier, your why is going to change. Obviously, when you come in to lose 20 pounds because of whatever reason is, and then you lose 20 pounds, that doesn't mean, okay, I'm good. No, because now we're in the next phase and next stage of our lives where we have to continue to reach our potential, which means we always have to have whys. And this is not just about the men's health. It's about anything. It's about whatever task that you start or do. You better have that why in your head. Why am I doing this again? Oh, yeah, okay, because I want whatever it is, this promotion, or I want this, or I want that. My wife writes for promotions. The process for writing for a promotion, specifically at the level she's at, in order to get to the next promotion, it's months, man. Like, she's got these books that she has to memorize. Like, everything just literally stops. No more Muay Thai, barely. Well, workouts she still has to do because that keeps her focused. But like, whenever that process comes, and it's super uncomfortable, and there's a lot of reading, and there's a lot of and there's times where it's like, do I really want to do this? Do I have to do this? Like, do I have to write for this level? But the why is strong enough, right? So that's where you can practice those whys here, and they start to move through your life. But let's go back to how it works in our health, because like I said before, your why is going to help you get through those tough times, right? The times when I always say this, Brenda comes into work with the box of donuts, or you show up to work and the person who you're working for goes, here's some donuts. Like, oh, no, I don't need donuts, man. It's got sugar in it. I can't eat sugar because of whatever reason. You don't owe anybody an explanation, by the way. Okay. You don't owe anybody explanation about why you're not doing, except maybe your wife or your kids. And even your kids, you don't know the explanation. They should just be listening to whatever you say. But the whole point I'm trying to say is, you don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe anybody anything. If someone buys you something and they're like, here, I bought this beer for you, and you don't want to eat beer, then drink beer, then guess what? Yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. I don't drink beer, or I'm not having donuts, or whatever it is. But the point being is, your why will keep you strong enough. Like now, my whole family and all my family, everyone knows I don't eat cake and stuff. Like I don't eat sweets and cake. Like it's just, everyone knows from now. The very first time I made that people aware that I'm not eating this cake that you bought me for my birthday. I'm sorry, I'm not having a slice of this cake because I told you before my birthday I don't eat cake. But obviously people are like, oh no, I know, but I baked this for you. Like I don't eat it, so I'm not going to eat it. So after a while, and after obviously hurting some people's feelings, I didn't care because my health is more important than their feelings. And when I've told them that I don't eat the cake, when they continue to make me cake, they'll get it at some point after the 30th time when it's like, oh, so you really don't eat cake? It's like, yeah, man, I told you 30 times ago. And I mean, it will happen in our lives where you'll continue to tell your friends and your family members. It just has to be that consistency, right? It just has to be that consistency. But that why will drive you to get through those tough times. So you need to have that strong why. Once you have that strong why, then the world's your oyster. Now you can start to learn. Now you can start to live outside your comfort zone. Now you can start to put that stuff on, to start. Sorry, someone said something. Now you can start to really focus on getting healthy. So number one's mindset. Number two is sleep. So we need to get 6 to 9 hours sleep. Okay, that's key. That's what our goal is, 6 to 9 hours sleep. And so what does that mean for us? What does 6 to 9 hours sleep mean? 6 to 9 hours of sleep means that's what we're striving for. Okay, that's what we're striving for. You're not always going to get 6 to 9 hours, specifically if you're working on things or doing something, or you have, something that you're working on, or a project or whatever. Sometimes that isn't going to happen. But why do you need 6 to 9 hours sleep? Well, number one, testosterone, right? Once again, it's all about that testosterone. Testosterone production happens the best in the morning. That's when it's right. But overnight it starts. And that's when we need that deep sleep. We need to get deep quality sleep shred. That's what we need, because the more sleep you get on a consistent basis, all of a sudden you're going to start losing weight because your cortisol levels start to decrease and your T levels start to increase. Cortisol causes body fat, right? It causes body fat. And so we want to make sure that we keep those cortisol levels low, and we want to make sure that we get that sleep. Not only is sleep going to help with T levels, but obviously weight loss, obviously energy, obviously focus, obviously a better quality of life. And we can start with sleep right off the bat. I don't know if you guys listened to the last podcast with sleep as a skill, but Molly went over some really cool and good things to think about when it comes to getting that sleep and why it's so important. And starting to create an atmosphere that allows you to get, okay, instead of going to bed at 12 or 11, I'm going to go to bed at 10, or I'm going to go to bed at 9. There's not really much to focus. There's not really much going on I mean, again, unless you're specifically working on something or you have kids that play some sport late at night or whatever, there's really nothing going on late at night, man. Like seriously, there really isn't. It's not like when we were younger where, you don't go to the club till 11, 12, or, you want to know what's happening else. 9, shut it down, man. There's nothing else out there at 9 and 10 o'clock. Really, there isn't. Not for us. We get up early and get stuff done early. We go to bed early because we want to get good quality sleep, or at least we start to shut everything down. Like, okay, it's 9 o'clock, time to get into sleep mode. Maybe I'll go to sleep at 10, but I want to start getting into my sleep mode now. I want to start doing things that are going to help me get to sleep. Again, it all depends on where you live and who's in your house and all that stuff. And you may have to dodge or whatever, or you may have to put your foot down and go, listen, man, sleep time starts at 10. So things start to shut down in this house at this time, period. So this time in this house, this is what's shutting down. So do whatever you guys now have to start to move your life around me at this point. Throughout the day, I'm dad and I take you here and take you there and help you with this. but dad needs his time. He needs his time, A, workout time and recovery day time, and B, he needs time to sleep. So this is when stuff's shutting down, right? You just got to put your foot down sometimes because you're number one here, because you need to be number one in order for you to be as healthy as you can for your family, right? Procreating, protecting, providing. That's what we need to do. You can't provide for your family if you're always sick or you had a stroke and you're or what have you. So think about yourself. So sleep is that second pillar. We need to do everything we can to get sleep and to get the 6 to 9. And again, it's not going to happen all the time, but if we're striving for it, that's the good thing. We're striving for it. It's on top of our mind. We're starting to create an atmosphere of sleep at a specific time. We go to bed, 9 or 10 or whatever it is, and we wake up 4 or 5 or whatever it is and get to work. Get things done, whether it's a workout, whether it's work, whether it's whatever it is, you get things done. No longer are we sleeping in and so on and so forth. So that's number 2. Mindset number 1, sleep number 2. Number 3 is recovery. Okay, so usually I couple sleep and recovery together, but I'm going to pull them apart now. Recovery is things like mobility, flexibility, foam rolling, massages, hot and cold therapy, meditation, mindfulness, gratitude, things that will help you not only physically recover, but mentally recover. Remember, stress is going to be hitting us from all levels. Remember, I've also talked about how there's always this stress in the back of our minds. We just went through some people were still going through, but a year and a half of this pandemic, a year and a half of this freaking pandemic. And some of us are dealing with it great. Some of us are not dealing with it great. Some of us are whatever. Some of our family members are like on the other side. Doesn't matter. It's still back here. Even if we don't think it's here, it's still there. Like there's still things that we have to adjust to. So that's stressful, right? It's not something that we have no control over what's going on here. It's very stressful. And when you try to take control and put yourself out there, you're still going to get stressed and you're going to get pushback from other people who are trying to, follow the rules or whatever. So 6 1 half dozen of the other, that's always there. So we need to understand that, okay, with this stress always there just because of the life that we're living in, the world we live in, plus and things that we can't do that we want to do, plus everyday life, workout sometimes, relationships, whatever it is, or lack thereof because of where you're at, loneliness, whatever there is, that's stressful. So things that we can do to help recover from mental stress, meditation, mindfulness, gratitude, focus on positive things that are happening in your life and only those positive things that are happening. Learn from your mistakes, set it aside. Don't live in the past. Things that happened in the past that you have no control over, either don't live in it or deal with it and then leave it, right? So that it's checked. Okay, I dealt with that. I dealt with this. Okay, I have things that happened when I was younger. I'm gonna go talk to someone. I'm gonna go and make an appointment and talk to someone, and let it out and get it out, and then let it go, because that's something that I can't deal with anymore because it's stopping me from being the person I need to be moving forward, right? So whatever that is, that's part of recovery. Plus, of course, that's part of mental recovery, right? We have to be on top of that, guys. Men don't generally do this, which is why I love we have the brotherhood, because we don't talk religion, we don't talk politics, we just talk health, and health also in recovery in regards to like, hey, if you have a bad day and you can't, there's no one else you can talk about it, come into the brotherhood and just let people know, hey man, I'm having a pretty bad day today, guys. This is what happened. You may not want, like, listen, when people, here's my thought. I could be totally wrong, but if I go in there and I talk about my day's bad and this and that, I don't really need like advice. I just need to get it out. I need to know you guys are there. Yeah, no problem. Hey, that's okay, cool. We're here for you. Things will get better. Just keep going. Like, I don't need like the how to solve the problem. I just need to get it out and then know that you guys are like, no worries. Things are good. We're here for you. That's what I think most guys want in some instances, unless they ask, hey, I need some advice. But when I know that I can come in here, because I've done that before, I've come into the brotherhood and left videos on, this is going on in my life or whatever it is. And when I read the comments of people like, yeah, no worries, I did something happened to me similar, all those things, I'm like, okay, cool. and you feel better, and then you move on. And it's like, or what, whatever it is, whatever you need to do. It's like, I got it off. Like maybe sometimes maybe you've dealt with the problem, but it's just like, it's there, it's hanging there. You're like, oh man, I just can't get this off my mind, man. This guy did this thing to me and I just can't get it out of my mind. You have that little, like, I want to do something, this guy. No, man, just get it off. Let people know. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? It's not even worth it. Or whatever the situation is. The last part is letting go, because we hold on to things too much. Again, as men, we like to hold on to things. We think it's weak when we let things go, but it isn't. I don't know from what age again, but I always told people, like, when things like, I never tried to help. I never tried to hold things in. I'm very open with people. Sometimes it's uncomfortable for them, but I'm pretty open with people. I just, hey man, this is what it is. I'm sorry, man. Like, this is me. Like, this is me. This is who I was. This is who I am. And this is it. And generally speaking, it's helped me. Yes, I've been in, I've been in addiction. I've been, in deep. I was very violent back in the day. And, a lot of that thing for me was just dealing with it, recovery and those type of things. But, I'm not ashamed of it. It was part of my life. Hey man, that's part of my life. We all listen. I know I'm looking at all you guys here, and I know everyone has things that are like, yeah, I remember I had some dark days, my man. We're 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. We all have had dark days. So it's not like we're judging you, because I've had many dark days, and everyone has different levels of dark days, but we all have had dark days. And so being able to just, you don't have to go deep into it, but letting it go will help us with our recovery. Now let's talk about mental recovery. Let's talk about physical recovery. This is massive, because we want to stay injury free. We want to stay pain free, or we want to at least alleviate the chances of getting injured, which is why it's so important that we do the warm-ups. We do the stretches. The stretches after the workouts are like, that's got to be mandatory. It's almost mandatory. And then the recovery day is also mandatory. That yoga, and I'm happy to announce that we're going to start doing more mobility flows. So 8 to 10 minute mobility flows, just to change things up. And then we'll start adding those in, like taking out a yoga day, adding in a mobility flow. I'm learning a lot about mobility and just some really good routines. Again, I'm not very mobile. So the reason why I want to start shooting these mobility stuff, with myself and Angela, she's mobile, I'm not mobile. So a lot of the guys in this program aren't mobile. So you're going to see how I go, I can only go this far, but the more we do it, the more flexible we're going to be, the more mobile we're going to be, and the less chances of injuries. Those knee injuries, those little knee pains when you're doing lunges or squats, that shoulder pain when you're doing a specific exercise, the lower back pain that pops up during certain things, a lot of that has to do with being tight, being inflexible, having tight hips. The hips are the big one. Ankle, not having ankle mobility, right? A lot of that stuff is tied toward, if you just opened up the hips and were more mobile in the hips, or you stretch out your hamstrings more, the tightness in the lower back will be gone, right? The knee injury, when the knee pain that happens when you do lunges for no reason, because you've never had a knee injury, those will start to subside. It's all about the mobility work. And that's why guys, have 24 months, and then we're going to add another 12 months of programming. You want to be able to get through 2-3 years without being injured. Lots of guys come in here and are like, man, this is the first time I've done something for 6 months straight, and not got injured. Right. And so that's all about the recovery. Those are the people who do the recovery and focus on the stretching afterwards, because we want this to be sustainable. Your life working out will not be sustainable, because as we get older, if you guys have to leave, no problem, because I will have the replay, and this will also be a podcast episode too. But the sustainability, because we want to be able to work out like this, or like when we go traveling, we want to be able to go travel and then go hiking or go to different places without having a bum knee or a bad hip, or oh, my back's too bad. Like, all of those things happen when we have recovery. Like recovery has to be right there. It's more important than the workouts, because we want to live pain-free. We want to get up out of bed without, my back. My knee. Now, yes, there's days when you're sore. That's totally different. Soreness is different from pain, constant pain, but that all happens with mobility, flexibility, foam rolling programs coming out, foam rolling every day, 5 minutes a day, hot and cold therapy, going to get massages. I tell you guys, if you have coverage, use the coverage, Like, I'm going to use the coverage. I don't care who massages me, just massage me. I want to start that whole practice and behavior. I go for massages. You go for floating. I live in Toronto. I float at the floating place in downtown Toronto. Float. I go there once every month or so. I should be going more. You go for a cryotherapy or you have saunas or cold showers at the end of your shower. Turn it on freezing cold for 5 minutes for 60 seconds, right? 60 seconds or 2 minutes, freezing cold at the end of your shower. Or maybe 5 minutes, however long you can. It's just recovery strategies are super important because it's going to prolong you in the long run so you don't get injured. So that's number 3. So we got mindset, sleep, recovery. Number 4 is nutrition. I'm going to quickly go through this because I always talk about nutrition, but it's the most important aspect, really. You cannot train a bad diet. If you want to get results, you need to have this nutrition. And remember, our nutrition is going to help with naturally boosting our testosterone and keeping the estrogen levels low, because a lot of diets out there are very estrogenic. They're very estrogenic based, like vegans and vegetarians, and then there's diets that don't support our hormones, like keto and paleo and all of these restrictive diets where you can't eat this and you can't eat that. I can only have this at this hour, and I can only have this and this, and I got to do this 10-day detox before I get on this, and I got to do the South Beach diet, and I got to do all those things are not sustainable, and they don't work for us. Maybe they work for some people, but they don't work for us all the time. There are some vegans and vegetarians in here, I know, and it does work for them, but it doesn't work for us all the time. Okay, it truly doesn't. So we need to focus on, and it's got to be sustainable, right? It's got to be sustainable, which means if we are traveling or if we are at someone's house or if we go somewhere, we still should be able to eat. No, we 100% can eat healthy. Whenever I go to my parents, whenever we have family get-togethers, big 30, 40, I got a big, massive family. So, it's like a massive, it's tables of food, right? West Indian food, all kinds of food. And so I know, though, I can pick and choose from all of that stuff there and have a super healthy food. Like I know there's the rice, maybe there's some cook up rice I'll put in there. There's all kinds of meat, there's always vegetables and I can always grab an avocado or put on olive oil or whatever, but it doesn't matter. I can eat healthy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I can eat a metatest boost, testosterone boosting, metabolism boosting meal, but it's the nutrition, and the nutrition is a nutrition that's going to help boost our testosterone, boost our metabolism while we keep cortisol and estrogen at bay. We balance our insulin and we decrease inflammation, and it's got to be easy. So what is that? Well, it's making sure that your plate is balanced, right? I have this. Do I still have it here? I have it here somewhere. You have a balanced plate of healthy carbs, right? And the reason why we need healthy, complex, starchy carbs. That's number 1. Healthy, complex, starchy carbs. Every plate that you eat 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. So, or meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, whatever you call it, you should be eating 3 times a day, specifically if you're just starting. Every plate should have 4 of these things on their plates, 4 quadrants. The first quadrant will be a starchy, complex carb, which means rice, white rice, black rice, jasmine rice, basmati rice, sweet potato, quinoa, steel cut oats, right? Those are your starchy carbs. And why? Because your carbohydrates will help support your thyroid, along with muscle growing and testosterone, because some of the micronutrients in the foods that you will eat will help increase your T levels because they support your T levels. But it's your thyroid that we really want to focus on. And when you have carbs, you'll be supporting that thyroid. Remember, the thyroid is responsible for our metabolism. So we need the starchy guys. And again, I'm talking about us guys in our late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Because when we're younger, we could eat anything and still, some of us still have the six pack. But that doesn't happen right now. So we got to make sure that we're eating foods that are going to balance our hormones. So number one, starchy carbs. So make sure you have whatever starchy carb you like to eat, whether it's on your plate or in your smoothie or whatever it is. Number two, protein. Obviously protein, animal protein though. Animal protein, that is so important. It's not the highest quality, but it's a very high quality protein. And at first, you don't have to worry about getting grass-fed protein or organic. Just get protein, whatever it is. Make sure there's a source of protein on your plate. You don't have to count calories. You don't have to weigh your food. You just have to make sure that there's a source of protein on your plate. The third thing is healthy fat. Why do we need healthy fat? Well, we need healthy fat because fats have, no problem, right? Fats have cholesterol, good cholesterol. And good cholesterol is a precursor to testosterone. So in order for testosterone to start to produce, you need good cholesterol, period. If you don't have good cholesterol, then you're not going to have testosterone production because it's not going to have what it needs to get that final spark. So that's why avocados, olive oil, grass-fed butter, cashews, good, healthy. And now there's not a big selection of healthy fats, right? MCTO, there's not a big selection. So generally the selection for me is avocado and olive oil and grass-fed butter, or MCT, I guess. Well, I guess there is a pretty big one, but not as much as like protein and other ones. Anyways, just make sure you have a source. And again, don't get caught up in how much do I need? What are the calories? What should I weigh it? Because those are barriers you put in front of yourself when you set yourself up for failure. Because that's generally what that is. You're just setting yourself, I'm a calorie counter. I need to count calories. This is the way I am. No, well, guess what? You're no longer a calorie counter. You're a look at your plate, look and see, make sure that's on that plate. That's who you are now. You're changing. You're not going to be calorie counter guy anymore because guess what? That didn't work for you. So why are you going to keep doing what didn't work? Finally, the other reason why you need protein is because protein is the building blocks of our muscles, our bones, and the metabolic processes that go in our body. So we need a source of protein with every meal. We don't naturally produce protein. So, whey protein isolate is the highest quality on the biological value scale. So whey protein is huge, but then of course you have, animal protein and other proteins as well. And finally is vegetables or fruits, because those are what are going to have the most micronutrients for, testosterone, for keeping estrogen levels down. So fruits, vegetables, lots and lots of greens if you can. That's key. Greens are huge, because they have magnesium. Magnesium's a big vitamin mineral that is huge for testosterone. So that's, the more. So basically what we're trying to do is it's not just about the macronutrients, which are proteins, fats, and carbs. Right? That's not really it is, but it isn't. It's the micronutrients. It's what those things have from that list that will support your T levels and keep the estrogen levels low and kickstart your metabolism. Some of those things that are going to help that. So that's why it's like when you look at a list of foods that are, I'll say Metatest food list, that's why you're choosing those. Right? You're choosing the ones that you like, the ones that you're going to eat, the ones that you can, it's not like, you can only eat these types of foods and you have to search for all the other things, or I'm following this exact diet. Try not to follow the exact diet. Try to have, you look at your plate and when you go into the Facebook group, if you're not part of the Facebook group, go on the Facebook group, because when people post their foods, generally everyone now, unless you're new, you put, here's my starchy carb, here's my healthy fat, here's my protein source, and here are my fruits and vegetables. When you do that, and when you can do that, I'm in now. And that's perfect. And I'm telling you, that will be the biggest, your nutrition is the biggest difference. If you say, Funk, I've been doing all these workouts, I've been doing my ab workouts, and I still have this belly fat. And then in the same sentence, you say, or in the second sentence, when I ask you, how's your nutrition? You go, my nutrition's okay. There's your answer, man. Yeah, that's your answer is get your nutrition 100%. Then worry about everything else. That's really the key, because when your nutrition's 100%, everything just starts to fall off, or you start to build muscle. Because I remember I did just say We don't count calories. We don't weigh our foods. We just want to make sure we have a source. But once you have a source of all of those things, the balanced plate, then, and you get used to doing that, then we can start to manipulate the size of the food. We can go, okay, hey, that's why I like when you guys post, because I say, hey man, you need more food on this plate, right? You need more food on this plate. Like you only have 2 pieces of asparagus. you got a tiny sliver of chicken. You got a spoonful of mashed potatoes with nothing on it. Like let's fill up that plate. But it's all about the behavior first, right? Understanding why you're putting that on your plate and getting to the habit of making sure that whatever you make, it doesn't have to be, a Wolfgang Puck type meal. Just put it on your plate, cook it the way you like it. Don't add sauces and all these other stuff that will have sugar in it, because sauces, frozen foods, well, not frozen foods, but, like already made frozen foods, all of these healthy frozen foods that you see aren't healthy frozen foods. You want to eat real foods. You want to stay away from sugars. You want to stay away from processed foods. That's why if you're a vegan or vegetarian, a lot of the foods that they have are processed foods or have a lot of soy. You want to stay away from soy because that kills your testosterone. I know some people are like, well, I read here that soy doesn't really do this. And I read here, I'm telling you, okay, soy, I mean, this is what I do. I talk to a hormone specialist. I talk to dietitians. A lot of soy. There's a lot of soy in our food. So we just can't help. It's just in the foods that are being prepared. It's adding the soy or eating foods like tempeh or just edamame or whatever. All the foods that are focused, made from soy, we want to stay away from 100%, because that kills our T levels. That increases estrogen. So you stay away from the foods that are unbalancing, and then you stick to the foods that balance and increase your hormones, your testosterone, your metabolism, keeping estrogen low, keeping cortisol levels low. So that's nutrition. But again, you cannot train a bad diet. So the quicker you can get your nutrition on point, the better it is. And again, it's delicious, man. I've been eating the best foods of my life since I've, been eating this way. I just cook it the way I want to cook it. I season it with lots of herbs and spices. Like you don't need the ketchup and barbecue sauce. No, it's herbs and spices, man. Go crazy on herbs and spices. Start to change your palate so that the sugars and all the other salty stuff that you used to, that satiates you, will no longer taste good, because you're now moving over to the other foods that taste good, because you're cooking it the way you want with good, healthy herbs, spices, etc. The 5th pillar is workouts, metabolic training, total body training. The days of bro splits. Now, I know you're going to say, well, Funk, I'm doing the hypertrophy program, I'm doing max muscle, but you see a lot of those pro workout programs aren't specifically bro splits, where one day you just do chest, next day you just do buys, next day you just do tries. You do it over and over and over again with no recovery days. The best for us are metabolic workouts, like the ones, that you're pretty much doing, the ones where you move from exercise to exercise with little to no rest in between. Total body workouts, they always trump body part workouts or bro splits. Again, not for younger guys. I'm talking us men. I'm not talking young people. I'm not talking bodybuilders. I'm not talking guys who are trying to step on scale. Obviously, you have to train a specific way for that. But for us, the best type of workouts, you're working out 4 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week with that recovery day. Remember, I talked about the recovery day, the mobility, the flexibility. Monday workout, Tuesday mobility, Wednesday workout, Thursday mobility, Friday workout, Saturday you can work out, bonus workout, go for a hike, play a sport, whatever it is. Again, those are the type of workouts that are sustainable. Those are the type of workouts that give the best results, because metabolic workouts allow you to burn calories not only during, but after. Remember, I talked about the resting metabolic rate. What are things that are going to help you burn calories throughout the day? Nutrition, sleep, recovery stuff, and of course, the workout that you do. So metabolic workouts have what's called EPOC, or the afterburn effect. So not only are you going to burn calories, the 200, the 300, maybe the 400, depending on the workout, calories during the workout. So that's why when I see people with these calorie counters, are like, oh yeah, I burned 300 calories, 400 calories during the workout. Man, it's the 10 hours, 24 hours that you're still burning from that workout because your body's taking time to get back to homeostasis. The body needs calories to get back to homeostasis. So that's why a lot of times, hours after your workout, you're still sweating. You're like, man, I'm sitting in this meeting right now. I did a workout at lunch and I'm soaking wet underneath my shirt. It's like, God damn you, Funk, man. Yeah, because your metabolism keeps going. So it's not just about getting into the gym and doing, a bro split workout, or on the flip side, jumping on a cardio machine for 45 minutes and doing, steady state cardio. That's the worst for us because that now gets us in a cortisol building state that also gets us, blocks our testosterone after a specific time. 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, perfect timing, right? 20 minutes, 15 minutes, perfect. Anything after that, specifically at a slow rate, it's not going to help you. It's only going to jar your bones, and it's going to increase your cortisol levels, which again causes body fat. That's why you see a lot of people on cardio machines for months and months. And yeah, at first they're going to lose some weight, but they're, eats away at your muscle too. And we just talked about suffering from sarcopenia. So imagine now you're adding more sarcopenia, loss of muscle, because now you're doing these cardio things that you think are going to burn fat or lose weight. Sure, you're going to lose weight at first. 100% you are. You're going to lose fat. You're going to lose muscle, and it's going to seem like, oh, I lost a lot of weight. I was doing this cardio. Muscle's denser than fat, which means muscle will weigh more, but it's more metabolic, right? So the more muscle you have, the more metabolic you are. That's why we need to get that resistance training as well. But you're on the cardio machine, and then now it's 2 months, and you're like, I can't get rid of this belly fat. I'm skinny fat. Why am I skinny fat? I'm doing the cardio 5 days a week. Right? What's going on? Do I have to do more? Now I'm going on for an hour. Now I'm going on for an hour and a half. What's happening? Well, you're increasing your cortisol levels. You're storing fat, and now you have no testosterone or muscles. So these are nice workouts that will allow you to sustainably continue to get results. Now, are there going to be times where you're going to do a longer workout? Sure. Are there going to be times where you're going to work out 5 days a week instead of, right? Yes. Challenges. If you're in a 30-day challenge, you're working out 5 days a week because it's a challenge, right? Some of these phases, you'll work out 5 days a week because it's a challenge. The dumbbell challenge in October will be 5 days a week because it's a challenge. And those aren't something that you can sustainably do over and over again, but for a month, absolutely. Now, we've learned that if you do that for a month, your T levels will probably drop a bit. Right? We're learning that your T levels will probably drop because we're working out so much, but not drop enough that you're like, oh man, it's like the risk reward, right? Here's what we're trying to do. So I'll deal with that after, I'll take a hit here in order to get a bigger results here for now. Right. So that's your workouts. The final pillar is going to be supplementation. Right. That's the final pillar. Because once you have everything in place, and specifically because we work out more, when we, as we get older, already we're deficient in a lot of things. We're deficient in a lot of minerals, a lot of vitamins, because we just haven't been treating our body the way we should be treating our body. We haven't been treating our health the way we should be treating our health. And on top of that, the soil that we grow our foods in is not as rich as it was when we're, in the 70s or the 60s, right? So, I mean, that's just common knowledge. And on the flip side now we have this new workout routine where we're working out more. We're working out on a regular basis. We're putting our body through stress, right? Yes, we have recovery. Yes, we're trying to get sleep. Yes, we got nutrition, but we're still putting our body through stress. So we want to be able to recover. We want to be able to keep keep healthy. We want to be able to plug all the deficiencies that we have. That would be where supplementation comes in, right? And there's just key supplements. I know I have a lot of supplements, but the key ones, you don't even have to use mine. The key ones you should have are omega-3s, magnesium, multivitamins, probiotics, vitamin D, and a very high quality grass-fed whey protein isolate, not concentrate, not pea protein, not hemp protein, not soy protein, not any of that concentrate, not any of that junk that doesn't have enough protein, right? It's high quality grass-fed protein that's hormone-free, gluten-free, soy-free, etc. Omega-3s, we have way more omega-6s and omega-9s in our bodies, which sometimes causes us to have more fat. And omega-3s helps with our heart, helps with inflammation, and of course helps with testosterone production. So omega-3s is key. We don't have enough fish oils. Unless you're eating fish every single day, we need to get more fish oil. So omega-3s, that's a foundation. Listen, I've been taking omega-3s ever when I was as a volleyball player. I learned about omega-3s being a foundation 30 years ago. So even now, it's like, magnesium. Magnesium is one of the supplements that, again, we are deficient in magnesium, and magnesium deficiency can lead to a lot of things. Can lead to stress. Can lead to bad sleep. Tougher to build muscle. Of course, low testosterone. So overall health. So getting magnesium into your health is key. Probiotics, gut health. Of course, we need to focus on our gut health, right? We're getting all this food in, but if we have an unhealthy gut, right? We can't digest the food properly. The food doesn't get to where it needs to go, synthesize properly. We're getting all these nutrients in, and it's not getting to where it needs to go because it's getting killed in our gut. And probiotics are great for testosterone. Vitamin D3, again, that's been front and center this whole COVID for a year and a half. People of color have low vitamin D. I'm Black. I know already I've got low vitamin D. I lived my whole life in the sun playing beach volleyball all over the world. I know if I don't supplement vitamin D3, it's going to be tough for me to make sure that I need to make sure that I got enough vitamin D3. Vitamin D3, 100%. And if you're of color, and you're not taking vitamin D3, and if you live in a country that doesn't get a lot of sun, or a lot of months without a lot of sun. And vitamin D3 helps with testosterone. Anyways, and multivitamins. I always like a good high quality multivitamin because it helps with digestion of all the other stuff. So as you get older, but all the other things, if you want other supplements to help, for sure. But if those for me are foundational supplements for all men, the omega-3s, the magnesium, multivitamins, probiotics, vitamin D3, grass-fed whey protein, greens, right? Greens. I'm learning now that a lot of you guys don't, well, even and including me sometimes, I guess, but maybe not me, but we don't get enough greens in our system, right? Enough superfoods, enough greens. We have vegetables or whatever with some of our foods, but we need a lot more greens. So getting a good high quality green supplement would be good. Anyways, the point being is, as we get older, supplementation of good supplements as opposed to the opposite, which are being put on prescription drugs because you have this high bad cholesterol, or you have this heart disease, or you have this and this. And now, instead of taking good, solid supplements that can help, you're taking all these prescription drugs, which come with a host of side effects, right? That you don't want to be taking. You don't want to be taking those. They come with too many side effects. Swap them for something that's healthy and that's getting stuff into your body that you need, the vitamins and the minerals and the things that will help you stay healthy as you get older, right? So the bottom line is, those 6 things. Now, they're never going to be perfect all the time. We're never going to get it perfect, right? We're never going to get everything perfect. But if we strive to focus on specific things, maybe this week I'm going to focus on my sleep. Sometimes it's tough to focus on all 6 things at once, right? No one expects us to do all 6 things every day at once. But the behavior, right? It's all about that behavior. The behavior is, I want a healthy lifestyle so that from now till I die, this is the way I live. I'm always exercising, no matter what that looks like. If I'm 80, I'm still exercising. Am I doing burpees at 80? Well, some guys are, but probably not. But am I able to go for walks and hikes and other things to keep me healthy? Sure. Am I living pain? Because as we get older, it's no longer about trying to get shredded 6-packs. It's about living pain-free, being able to get up and walk and do things with your family, but not be the person that, we got to wait for grandpa. You okay there, grandpa? No, grandpa's like, guys, come on, man, keep up. What's going on? Why are you guys way back there? Let's go. I'm 80 years old. You guys are freaking 16. Let's go. Like, that's who you want to be. That's who you want to be. You want to be leading the charge and showing your family. Oh, look at grandpa, man. Grandpa's a beast. You remember when our grandparents, some of our grandparents were amazing, Like, just like, geez, how do they do this? How do they farm in their 70s and 80s, continue to do all this stuff or whatever it is? It's like, wow, it blows my mind. What, how my grandparents were, great grandparents even. I didn't know them, but from what my mother and father would tell me, that's crazy. Anyways, the bottom line is that's what we want to live. And the results will happen, right? You just have to focus. Maybe one week you're going to focus on sleep. Maybe another week you're going to focus on supplementation. Maybe another week you're like, you know what? I haven't treated my body right in regards to recovery. I haven't given my body that love. So you know what? I am going to schedule a massage therapy this week. And what did you do? You focus on that recovery that week. And then you say, okay, I got it. It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was a little uncomfortable. I'm not used to someone massaging my body, but I know that it's good for my body. So I better get comfortable with this uncomfortableness. And then you go, okay, I'm coming back every single week. Maybe it's going to the dentist. Maybe it's going to the dentist. Maybe something like that it's like, hey, man, I haven't gone to the dentist in 20 years. Take care of yourself. Dentists, doctors, all of those things, ailments that we have, all of those things are part of the whole pillar of health. And you will have visible fat loss. You will gain muscle. You will have an increased sex drive, 100%. You will have more energy. You'll have less nagging injuries. You'll be happier. You'll be stronger. You'll be more confident. You'll have less body, but you want to help others, right? You'll be like, okay, man, I'm crushing this. Let's go. Let's go. You'll be a better father. You'll be a better husband. You'll be a better partner. You'll be a better grandfather. You'll be a better leader, right? You'll be a better leader. You'll be someone who like, hey, man, you know what? I've always wanted to try this new project. Or like someone was telling me about how one of their buddies is building something, or maybe it's one of you guys are building a deck in their backyard. Like, it's just like, never did it before. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to build a deck. Shit, I've never done it before, but hey, man, if I can do this Funk Roberts fitness thing, I can build a goddamn deck. I'll try it. I'll step outside my comfort zone and I'll learn how to build this deck. It may not be great, but I'm going to learn. Like that kind of stuff. That's huge, man. It's huge for our confidence. Me with athletes, how where my brain goes with athletes. I want you guys to be like, I want us to dominate whatever sport we do, whatever. If we could play soccer, you're not just participating on the soccer pitch, man. You're dominating on the soccer pitch at 50, at 60, at 70, whatever it looks. But the bottom line is, it's Men's Health Month. We do need to follow these pillars. We do need to ensure that we know that our range of error is very small, though, right? We can't eat what we used to eat and still get away with it. We can't drink what we used to drink and still get away with it. And we can't work out the way we worked out and still get away with it. Now, what does happen, though, as we get healthier and more fit, then it's like, oh, okay, I can do the 30-minute or 40-minute super high, crazy workout now because I'm more fit. And because I'm not doing it every day, I have a recovery in place so I can recover, so I can do it again the next day and then recover. Like I'm taking care of everything, right? That's when, okay, now I can go a little bit bigger. Now I can go a little bit better, right? Now I can go a little bit harder. But it all starts with the 6 pillars and not jumping right in, just one thing at a time, little by little, making it a habit, making it something that just becomes, you don't even have to think about it. When we go to the, I'll close with this. When Angela and I go shopping, I don't know if it's for you guys, but you generally know if you eat the same thing like we do, pretty much. I spend literally 10 minutes in the grocery stores because I have to go to 3 or 4 different grocery stores to get something. We go to Carload, which is an outdoor farmers type place to get our berries. We go to this place to get our organic chicken. We go over here to get this. And it's literally like beeline to where we need to go. We don't, okay, let's go shopping and get it. It's like, okay, we know we need to go here. Do we need this? Yeah, here. And you're in and out. No longer are you just kind of going through. No, shopping is just like, I got this, man. I'm going in, I'm ripping things. I'm getting what I need. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'll wait a little bit in line and then get it done. It's like when everything starts to shrink, it makes it easier to focus on things and getting it done, like shopping or whatever it is. It's so funny. We were talking about that yesterday. And even like today, we know that we have to go out shopping. It's going to take us an hour and a half because we drive, but we make it a thing. Okay, we're going to get our food. It's going to take an hour and a half because only two people can go in this store and this is going on in this store and you got to wait for this line here. But when you're in and out and you know what you need, it makes things much easier and it makes you more happy as well. So there you go, guys.